I'm Dorsey Carson. I'm running for House District 64, state of Mississippi. I grew up in District 64. I call myself a floodplain kid. Grew up along the Pearl River there, and the reference being the Easter flood of 1979, where I thought it was just great that I could get in a boat and go fishing down the street, and couldn't understand why my parents were so upset by the flood at that time. I was 8 years old. I got my first job that next summer doing construction work, cleaning out the houses and tearing down drywall that had been mildewed and molded. I'm a seventh generation Mississippian. My family came to Mississippi after Mississippi became a state. They moved here around the 1820s. And on my dad's side back then, they moved into Drew, Mississippi area, eventually moved in Montgomery County. They were all farmers, worked the fields for little money at the time. And then on my mother's side of the family, they were also farmers. And then eventually my granddad, who told me his stories about picking cotton for 10 cents a day in the Delta. Later, he became a pipeliner and went around the United States. He helped build the Alaska pipeline. District 64 for me, it's home. I went to school at Madison Ridgeland Academy. My wife went to Jackson Academy, so we're both from the area. My grandfather was the janitor at MRA. My family and I have always had a foundation, a biblical foundation of giving of our time and talents. And I plan on doing that as a public official as well. And that's part of our reason for running this campaign, is to give back, to help where we can. My memories go back to the Easter flood of '79, where we united as a community to help other families. And we saw a lot of that during Hurricane Katrina. Well, that same sense of community and that same sense of value can be brought to this Capitol building. Well, I'm a new father. My daughter is now 1 year old. She's just took her first steps. And for me, this election is about her. It's about taking the children that are there right now when they're at their youngest and most impressionable, and giving them the guidelines, the standards, but also giving them the tools that they need to succeed. And when she gets into kindergarten, I want it to be a quality education. When she goes to elementary school, I want it to be a quality education. When she goes to middle school, I want the teacher to student ratio to be one where she gets the attention she needs so that the teachers run the classroom and not the students. When she gets to high school, I want her to have the opportunity that if she succeeds academically, that she then has the opportunity to go to college and and further her education. And then once she goes through college, I want her to have the opportunity to stay in state if she wants to. I want that to be a choice. I don't want her to have to feel like she has to leave the state of Mississippi in order to further herself financially and from a career professional standpoint. So overall, I'm on a 20-year plan. I want my daughter, who's now 1, to have every opportunity for success throughout her life. And that's the thing that all parents want. And that's why we're running for this office.